Hello everybody, this video is going to be over solving quadratics by completing the square. This is one of the 4 methods that we have learned to solve quadratics. So in order to complete the square, you want to first make sure that your x's are on one side of the equal sign and your numbers are on the other side of the equal sign. So we first want to get rid of that 9. We want to push it to the other side of the equal sign so that we can get this set up. So since it's a plus 9, I'm going to minus 9 to get it to the other side, so that I'm just left with x squared minus 6x, and then 0 minus 9 is negative 9. All right, so now it is set up, ready to complete the square. In order to complete the square, you always want to take the coefficient of x, and you are going to half it and then square it. That is always the formula for completing the square. Half it and square it. So if I half negative 6, that is negative 3. Half of negative 6 is 3. And then if I square negative 3, I'm going to get 9. Some of y'all might say, well, it's negative 9. No, because negative 3 times negative 3 gives you a positive 9. So be careful about your negatives. Make sure when you're putting in your calculator, you put them in parentheses. So 9 is the number that I need to complete this square. So that means I'm going to add 9 to this side and add 9 to this side. Make sure whatever you add to one side, you add to the other, because that's keeping your equation balanced. It should always, you're not really changing the equation, you're just moving things around, really, representing it differently. All right, now we need to write this portion as a squared. So this one is x minus 3. Kind of think about how you would be factoring. You need two numbers that are going to multiply to 9 and add to negative 6. Another way of thinking about it is that if I was going to write x minus 3 times x minus 3 and multiply it out, it should equal this original piece that I had. So for example, x times x gives me x squared. I've got a negative 3x and a negative 3x. And last I've got negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Combine my like terms, x squared minus 6x plus 9. So you can see that equals the original problem. So I'm just representing it differently. All right, then I have to combine negative 9 and positive 9, which that adds up to be 0. All right, now we're ready to solve for x here. Now, to get x by itself, I need to get rid of that square. The opposite of squaring is square rooting. So I need to square root both sides so I can get rid of that square. So on this side, I'm just left with an x minus 3. The square root of 0 is just 0. Now I'm going to solve for x. So I would have to add 3 to both sides. And my answer is 3. So that is my solution for this problem. I happen to only get 1. Usually you get 2. But because it was equal to 0, we only got 1 answer. So let's try one more problem. All right, so again, I want to get my numbers to one side and my x's on the other side. So I need to move the 20 over. So I'm going to, since it's a minus 20, I'm going to add 20 to both sides so that this cancels to be 0. And I'm left with x squared minus 8x on this side. On the other side, 0 plus 20 is 20. All right, now I'm set up to complete the square. So at this point, I'm going to take this number and half it, negative 4, square it. Negative 4 squared is 16. So I'm going to add 16 to this side and add 16 to this side. So if I write this as a square now, it's going to be x, remember it's going to be half of this number, minus 4. Also, 4 squared is 16. It should match both of them. And then I'm going to combine the 20 and the 16, which combines to be 36. All right, I am ready to solve for x now. So to get rid of that square, I'm going to square root both sides. That's going to leave me with a plain x minus 4 on this side. The square root of 36 is 6 and negative 6. So I've got a plus or minus 6 there on that side. So that's how I'm going to get my two problems. One answer is going to be x minus 4 equals 6. And the other answer is going to come from x minus 4 equals negative 6. That's how you get two answers. So for this one, I need to add 4 to both sides. And my first solution is 10. Over here, I need to add 4 again. And my second solution is negative 2. So those are my two solutions. And that's it for completing the square. Be careful that you remember to half it and square it.